today. Looking around, is Reverend James Griffith here? McGriff, I'm sorry. I changed your name today, Rev. I'm thinking about Jonathan in the back. So, Reverend McGriff, if you come up, Pastor of Bethel AME Church, would you come up at this time? If you could lead us in the invocation along with the pledge. Everyone, please stand.
Let us bow our heads in word of prayer. All wise and loving God, our Father, we thank you for this day. Thank you for this gathering. We thank you for your abundant blessings. Thank you for life itself, for the measure of health we need to fulfill our calling. Thank you for allowing us to be involved in useful work and for the honor of bearing appropriate responsibilities. Father, I pray for our mayor and for the various levels of city officials and for this assembled council of commissioners. I ask that you would grant them wisdom to govern consciously the issues and the interests of our great city. I pray for the agenda set before them. Please give the assurance of what would please you through the work that they are involved in. For us all in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you again, Pastor McGriff. Roll call, please.
Mayor Hill,
Here.
Commissioner Campbell,
Present.
Commissioner McCaskill-Williams, here. Commissioners Mary Lawson Brown, Vice Mayor Mary Lawson Brown, and Commissioner Rufus Borum are excused absent. And you do have a quorum.
Thank you. Has everyone had an opportunity to look at the minutes from the May 11, 2017 meeting?
Motion to approve.
Second.
There's a motion on the floor and a second. Is there any unreadiness? Seeing none, questions called. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries unanimously. Also, have you had an opportunity to look at the amended agenda that's been presented before us today?
Yes, sir. Motion to approve the amended agenda.
Second.
There's a motion and a second on the floor. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries unanimously. Moving on to item 1 of the agenda, which is our public recognitions and presentations. And I'd like to ask that for our first presentation, that Mr. Charles Welber please come forward at this time, along with Assistant Chief of Grimes.
I'm
Yes,
Bill
sir.
Thompson, I'm the commander of the field.
Yes, sir, Commander. Come on up, gentlemen. You want to come to the podium and make a presentation?
Sir. We're here today to honor or award, do an award presentation for the Veteran War Awards of the United States to our firefighter of the year, Captain Chris Taylor. On behalf of Black Post 3349, we would like to present you with a plaque, and it reads, "In special recognition and highest praise for alertness, personal courage, and ever-vigilant guardianship of the life and property." Presented by the Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States, Black Post 3349.
I'd like to say something on behalf of the Black Fire Department about Captain Taylor. He joined our team in 2006, spent some time as a firefighter, worked his way through engineer, went to lieutenant, now he's a captain with us. Taylor's one of the guys that we can just count on, you know, a guy that's going to go above and beyond in everything that we ask him to do. He keeps us all on track, tells us when we're wrong, tells us when we're right. He's just one of those guys we can lean on. This is a guy that's going to be awake, if he has an assignment, he's going to be awake at 2 o'clock in the morning, finishing it up, make sure it's done for the next day. He's one of the guys that just deserves everything he gets, and we're so proud of him.
Our next presentation is going to be for the SAR Firefighter of the Year. Mr. Jack Brown, please come forward at this time. How are you?
Good evening. I'm John Brown, Chairman of the Public Service and Heroism Committee for the SAR, Sons of the American Revolution. The National Society for the Sons of the American Revolution was founded in 1890 and chartered by Congress in 1906 to perpetuate the people and events of the American Revolution, to maintain the institutions of American freedom, and provide fellowship among the descendants of the Revolutionary War patriots. We are here tonight to honor Captain Chad Bradford. This was submitted by and approved by Chief Mike Lambert, City of Palatka Fire Department. And he wrote, "It is with great pleasure for me to nominate Captain Chad Bradford for the SAR Firefighter of the Year Award. Chad started his firefighting career with Palatka Fire Department in January of 2007. He worked his way up through the ranks as engineer, lieutenant, and then became a captain in 2016. He is very disciplined, hardworking, dependable, and well organized. If he says he will do something, you know it will be done. He is an instructor for our USAR, Urban Search and Rescue Programs, a special ops training, and also serves as an instructor for the many of the courses we teach on site. He is also shift commander for our B shift. His integrity is impeccable. For these reasons and many more, I believe he is deserved of the award and I recommend him without reservation. And again, submitted and approved by Captain Mike Lambert, City of Palatka Fire Department. The National Society of the Sons of the American Revolution would like to honor Captain Chad Bradford, City of Palatka Fire Department Fireman of the Year, Fire and Safety Accommodation Award.
Thank you, sir.
I don't know, so.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
I can, sure.
I'd like to say something about Chad, too. I'm not going to take him out of anything. I actually started in June of 2004. But me and him started our career together. He was my lieutenant for several years. We had a great time. I wouldn't trade him for anything in my life. Just an overall great guy. He's got something here today that he takes great pride in. His wife and one of the sons is with him tonight. But shoot, step forward. This is a big part of Chad. So, Miss Christina, if you come forward. Because every time I see Chad, he shows me a new picture of the baby. Jameson was born.
Yep. And 12, 29, 16.
Yeah.
About just over 4 months.
So this is his pride and joy. His older son, Xander, I guess is not here tonight, but that's his other pride. They're just two of the same. I mean, they're all great people. So
Thank you.
congratulations to both of them.
Thank you, sir.
Let me see.
I want to see it.
Ooh, oh, wow.
He's usually really smiley. I think he's just
Probably time.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely, congratulations.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
All right, gentlemen, on three.
Let's get another round of applause. Next up, we have a check presentation to the Arts Council of Greater Palaca for the spring and summer concert series. We'd like the representatives from the Arts Council to come up at this time. If anybody here from the Arts Council? Seeing none, we'll move on. So we'll move on to the presentation. Ms. Lenora Spence, Outreach Coordinator of the Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services.
Good evening. How are you guys doing tonight? Thank you for allowing me to come and speak at the commission meeting. I'm going to be before you very briefly. I just came to provide a little bit of information about the Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services. I know that most of you probably aren't familiar with exactly what we do, which is a lot. The Division of Consumer Services, which is the side that I work on, is the state's clearinghouse for consumer complaints, information, and protection. So our goal is to protect consumers from various businesses and also make sure that your money is being well spent. So for example, some of the businesses that we regulate include motor vehicle repair shops. Motor vehicle repair shops in the state of Florida are required to register with our organization, our department, They're required to post their license information and required to provide you with accurate quotes. Some other organizations that we regulate are charitable organizations. Charitable organizations also in the state of Florida are required to register with us. What that does is that when they register with us, we add their information to our database, and that allows you or I to go online and check them out, basically, to make sure that they're a legitimate organization because they're soliciting funds from you. When you go on our website, there's a section called Check a Charity. Once you click on that, it will give you information about that charity, some information about the donations they have received in the past, contact information, brief history, and things like that. Some other things, we regulate health studios. It's summertime, a lot of people are joining gyms and things like that, and we caution people that when they're signing these contracts, to make sure you know exactly what's in the contract. So for example, don't sign any long-term contracts, any lifelong commitments, no one's going to be at the gym forever, and make sure you know what the cancellation policy is. In addition, we also protect consumers from businesses from unfair and unsafe business practices, including amusement rides. This was the most fascinating thing to me when I joined the department, to know there's a fair down the street or something, right? Sorry, I'm from Orlando, so I just drove in. But the rides that you see there, that I'm on the truck and they set them up, we actually regulate those and we check those out, which made me feel a little better because I was always kind of nervous about getting on these rides and things like that. But if you look on the ride, there should be a Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services seal on there that lets you kind of rest assured that the rides are safe for you and your family to ride on. We also regulate the weighing and measuring devices that you see at the grocery store. So when you're buying your fruits and your vegetables and they're putting it on the scale, those things are all monitored. What we do is we have people on staff that just pop up at Publix and pop up at Winn-Dixie, and they check the scales to make sure they haven't been tampered with, to make sure that your money is being well spent there. Some other businesses that we protect consumers from, it's always a hot button topic, are telemarketers. I know that we all received a lot of nasty telemarketing calls or unwanted telemarketing calls, and so what we've done is we've created the Florida Do Not Call list. What this does is it helps protect you and help to avoid some of those unwanted calls. It's a free of charge. You can sign up with your cell phone or your house phone. Because a lot of times, I know I'm getting like text messages sometimes and things like that, the new technology that they have nowadays. So we ask people to sign up and register their information to help protect you from some of these calls. Because believe it or not, actually telemarketers are required to register with our department as well. And if they do not, if they're found in non-compliance, they can be fined and possibly arrested. So what you can do is if you sign up, let's say you sign up for the Florida Do Not Call list and you're still receiving calls from the same number, please call our hotline, let us know, and we will investigate it and take the proper actions. The last thing I want to briefly talk about is scams and identity theft. We caution people, if someone calls you saying, hey, I'm gonna offer you this free cruise, all you have to do is pay $100, and that'll be for your room and board, and then you give them your credit card information, and next thing you know, they charge $2,500, $3,000, things like that. So be very careful. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Another scam that I don't know if it's ending now, but an IRS scam. I don't know if any of you have ever gotten a call from the IRS saying, we'll arrest you if you don't pay us. Has anyone ever gotten that call here? Yeah, it's, the IRS doesn't call you. So just be very, very leery when you get those calls. They will not call you, they will not arrest you. That is definitely a scam. Protect your personal information. When you get things in the mail, shred it. Just throw it away, things like that. Be careful about who you're giving your credit card information to, especially over the phone, because a lot of these scammers will call and they will sound so legitimate because they'll know your name, they'll have your credit card information, all of that, and they'll say something about, a mortgage that you don't have. So be very, very mindful of that. We have lots of kids here today. Speaking of protecting your information, we have a service called Protect Your Child, and I'll leave some of these on the back table. What this does is it freezes their information until they're 18, so you provide their social security number, and that does not allow anyone to get credit in their name. So it helps to protect their identity. So I'll leave some of those there. I know that was kind of a lot in a nutshell. I know you guys have a lot on your agenda, but if you have any questions about anything or you have any business complaints, you can call us at 1-800-HELP-FLA. We have people on staff in Tallahassee. We have a call center there, and that's always well. And you can also visit us online at 800helpfla.com. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you again for all that useful information. And now we're going to move forward and cancel the month for May 17th. Everyone can leave at this time. The moment you've all been waiting for, I'm going to ask Commissioner Councilman Williams if she can come forward this time and help me out. And Vice Mayor Brown's absence. Student of the Month for us is always a fun time. It's an opportunity for us to recognize the young people in our community who are doing great things educationally. But it's also an opportunity for us to give thanks to really some of our hometown heroes who are in the room today. It's our educators. So we have educators in the room today, and oftentimes you only hear from us when we have a complaint. But today we want to say thank you for the wonderful job that you've done. We know that school's about to end, and so enjoy what piece of summer you have if you're not a 12-month employee. And so again, right now, let's just give a round of applause to all our educators. Additionally, we want to make sure we thank all the family and friends and neighbors and everyone who's accompanied these young people today, who've also been beneficial parts of them growing as young people, and who've really given them the support necessary for them to grow and to become who they are today and to receive these awards. So with all our parents, neighbors, and guardians, please stand up at this time and be recognized. So what we're going to do is we're going to call each student up. As the students come up, the representative from the school will accompany them. We will line up around the front of the room. Once we finish, at that time we'll ask all the students to remain in front of the platform so that we can take a picture for the newspaper. Mr. Bryan will take a series of pictures, and then he'll allow you to take pictures as well once he's finished taking those photos. We'll stand in recess. And then we'll take individual pictures. We'll have the students line up, and family members, you can come join your kids if you want to take pictures at that time. And we'll make sure we take time to make sure we all commemorate this special occasion. And so without further ado, we're going to move forward. Our first student of the month is Maximus Thigpen from Browning Pierce Elementary School. From Seal Overturf 6th grade center, Timothy Tucker Meadows. From Elementary School, Jateria Williams. From Jenkins Middle School, Billy Leonard. Kelly Smith Elementary, Makina Smith. Congratulations. From Mellon Elementary, Jasmine Williams. From Mosley Elementary, Damian Gallagher. From Palaca High School, Don Prairie Proctor. Better known as Nick. Canal Baptist Academy, Austin Spedden. Putnam Academy of Arts and Sciences, Talia Lowe. Putnam Edge High School, Hunter Roberts. And also we have a special recognition for Children's Reading Center Charter Schools, Cadence Carlton, who couldn't make it here with us today. So let's give a round of applause to our students. So guys, we are extremely proud of you. We are proud of you as young people and also as representatives of the city of Palaca. And we want to take this time out to just let you know that you are great, you're destined for greatness, and just continue to do the things that you're doing. I oftentimes repeat what I said every day in the third grade, and Commissioner Williams knows it. We've said it daily, and it's been ingrained in me, so I want to share that with you today. And it simply says, I am somebody. If my mind can conceive it, and my heart can believe it, I know I can achieve it because I am somebody. And what that simply says is you can do anything. You can do anything that you set your mind to, and don't let anybody discourage you or tell you that you can't. So just continue to reach for the stars and do great things. We're all proud of you. The city loves you, and we thank you for that hard-working effort that you put forward and enjoy your summer. So at this time, we're going to stand in recess. We're going to ask our students if you will remain forward. Commissioners, if you come down and join us for this photo, and we'll get one for the newspaper. And any parents, just line up behind Mr. Brian, who's right here with sunglasses on. Parking and Streetscape Project, authorizing deductive change order number 1 in the amount of $137,000, $30.82. Adopt resolution number 2017-1254 to issue an emergency order to procure debris removal services and execute a mutual agreement with Tag Grinding Services Incorporated to extend the current agreement for disaster debris removal and disposal services for 120 days. E, authorize closure of certain streets to vehicular traffic and grant permission to exceed noise levels for special events permit number 17-32. Southeastern Conference of Seventh-day Adventists SDA Neighborhood Parade, June 17, 2017, from 2:30 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. SCSDA Michael Owens is agent. F, adopt resolution number 2017-1255, eliminating all code enforcement liens against the property at 217 North 10th Street, and case number 2010-100 for $1,272.54, and cast number 201-201-127 for $166.50. Darrell Sessions. Or any items on the consent agenda that you wish to have removed?
Item C.
Item C on the agenda you wish to have moved, or any other items? Seeing none, is there a motion?
Motion to approve items excluding C.
Second.
There's a motion and a second on the floor. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, questions called. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries unanimously. Item C, adopt resolution 2017-12-52 paving contract as previously read.
Yes, sir. John Griffith, Public Works Director. This project is one of the last phases to complete the streetscaping and the parking enhancements in the southern riverfront. Simply put, it will complete a resurfacing of 2nd Street from St. John's Avenue to Laurel Street and Memorial Parkway from 2nd Street to Laurel, as well as reconfigure the Laurel Street through the park and expand the parking to the north of Laurel Street and create a new 4-way stop at that intersection. And we did have a reduction in scope. It brings us down to a total project cost of $780,000 with the approval of change order number 1. That happens to be the number that we committed to in the CDBG agreement. Are there any questions?
Are there going to be any trees planted along the St. John's?
Along St. John's Avenue?
Replanting, removal, or?
No, this project doesn't go along up
St.
St.
John's
John's
at all?
Avenue. No, ma'am. Yes. But there will be trees planted.
And what kinds?
We don't have them spec'd yet. There's an allowance in there, and we've got to get through there and do some surveying on site, but there's a landscaping allowance in the project.
Any other questions? Seeing none, is there a motion?
Motion to approve item C.
Second.
Motion second on the floor. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries unanimously. Moving on to item 4, Community Redevelopment Agency Business, a resolution accepting and ratifying the CRA's recommendation to adopt a single tax increment finance fund home improvement program grant application applicable to all 3 tax increment fund districts.
A resolution of the City of Palatka, Florida, accepting and ratifying the recommendation of the Palatka Community Redevelopment Agency to adopt a single tax increment fund finance home improvement program, TIF application that shall be applicable to the Central Business, South Historic, and North Historic tax increment districts.
Just before we do that, Ms. Tucker,
Yes,
go ahead.
Mandy Tucker. I've been handling this CRA TIF program. Any questions?
Is there a motion at this time? There's a motion on the floor.
Second.
There's a second. No, from the board for public hearing. Is there anyone here for public hearing? Seeing no one, we'll close public hearing. Is there any further discussion? Questions called twice. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries unanimously. Thank you, Ms. Tucker. Great introduction. Moving on to item number 5, public hearing, 320 Stillwell Avenue. Planning Board recommendation to annex and rezone from County R1A Residential Single Family to City R1 Single Family Residential. Tangi and Patrice Cohen's owners. Item A, annexation ordinance, first reading.
An ordinance of the City of Palatka, Florida, annexing into the corporate limits of the City of Palatka, Florida, certain adjacent territory identified as 320 Stillwell Avenue, located in Section 2, Township 10 South, Range 26 East, Public Records of Putnam County, Florida, contiguous to the boundaries of the City of Palatka, and providing an effective date.
Second.
Motion on the floor in a second. Is there anyone here for public hearing? Seeing no one, we'll close public hearing. Is there any further discussion? Questions called, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries unanimously. Item B, rezoning ordinance.
An ordinance of the City of Palatka, Florida, approving the official zoning map of the City of Palatka, Florida be amended from Putnam County R1A Residential Single Family to City R1 Single Family Residential for the following property: 320 Stillwell Avenue, located in Section 2, Township 10 South, Range 26 East, providing for severability and providing an effective date.
Second.
There's a motion on the floor in a second. Is there anyone here for public hearing? Seeing no one, we'll close public hearing. Any further discussion?
Question.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries unanimously. Moving on to item 6 of the agenda, ordinance extending temporary moratorium on the operation of medical marijuana treatment centers, licensed dispensing, and cultivation organizations within the City of Palatka. Second reading.
An ordinance extending a temporary moratorium on the operation of medical marijuana treatment centers and licensed dispensing organizations within the City of Palatka for a period of 6 months unless rescinded or extended by a subsequent ordinance or by a subsequent amendment to the city's land development regulations regarding the regulation of marijuana treatment centers and licensed dispensing organizations, providing for conflict, severability, and an effective date.
Second.
There's a motion on the floor in a second. Is there anyone here for public hearing? Seeing no one, we'll close public hearing. Any further discussion? Questions called, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries unanimously. Moving on to item number 7 of the agenda, a resolution authorizing execution of the revised utility work and highway contractor agreement with the State of Florida Department of Transportation for potable and sanitary utility conflict improvements associated with the State Road 20 Drainage Improvements Project. Revision of the agreement adopted 4/13/17 to reflect an initial estimate of cost of utility work of $61,242. I will not say that twice.
Resolution of the City of Palatka, Florida, authorizing the execution of a revised utility work by highway contractor agreement with the State of Florida Department of Transportation for potable and sanitary utility conflict improvements associated with the State Road 20 Drainage Improvements Project to reflect an initial cost of utility work of $61,242 due to the Florida Department of Transportation.
Yes, sir, thank you. As you're all aware, this project is a stormwater improvement project on 9th Street or Krill Avenue, or State Road 20, whatever you want to call it, from generally Osceola Street, or a little bit north of Osceola Street, to Reach Street. DOT has been so kind to work with us and come up with a solution to, instead of just repairing the conflicts of where a storm line would intersect with potable or sanitary and make those repairs, to go ahead and do the complete engineering for the replacement of the infrastructure within that corridor, as you're aware, which is in dire need. It was presented to you at a previous CRA meeting where we had the estimate more than $1 million. We had it slated for partial funding in the upcoming SRF application that we intend to make this fall. We believe it's best to move forward with the DOT and fund the design improvements with their engineer. They already have the surveying. They've already done the majority of the engineering costs, and it would be a cost savings to the city. And we believe that we can probably identify the funding necessary within the next fiscal year. I believe, Robert's here and someone else from DOT, but I believe the construction is slated to start in December 2018. So that would fall in the next fiscal year, which would give us some time to identify some alternative funding sources.
Are there any questions? Seeing none, is there a motion?
Second.
There's a motion on the floor and a second. Is there anyone here for public hearing? Seeing no one, we'll close public hearing. Is there any further discussion? Questions called, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries unanimously. There's a shock. There was a shock moment going on. So, again, gentlemen, thank you for being here today. We definitely appreciate your efforts. Now we'll move on to item 8 of the agenda, which are city manager and administrative reports. Mr. Grimes. Good. Ms. Forsythe. I'm good. Chief. Huh? We haven't called you yet.
Thank you for calling me, by the way. The Palatka Police Department, in conjunction with the Palatka Police Athletic League, will be doing a summer kickoff held at Mosley Elementary School inside the grassy area, inside the track. It is our second community event for the Palatka Police Department, community festival event. It will be on June 1st, from 12 to 3. We'll be serving hot dogs, and we'll have events of dodgeball, kickball, water slides, and some other entertainment. We invite everyone to come out and join us during that time, and hope to see all of you there.
We'll make another announcement for your camp.
Yes, the camps, Palatka Police Athletic League camp will be starting on the 5th, June 5th. Will be held at CL Overturf. We are taking registration online now for summer camp, and our camp runs from 7:30 to 4:30.
And the cost is?
The cost is $165.
For the entire summer?
For 8 weeks, yes, sir.
Thanks, sir. Shield. Really? Mr. Crow.
Nobody's leaving.
Uh-oh. Mr. Crow took your spot today.
Have we gotten the light fixed yet?
Got the new part in yesterday that will be fixed soon. We actually got the wrong part. Shit, too big.
Mr. Mayor, Commissioners, Thad Pro, Planning Director, just two quick things. We don't get a lot of planned unit developments, PUDs in the city. We have two working through the system now. The Crystal Cove RV Resort PUD was tabled by the planning board and is planning to come back to address some of the concerns of the Crystal Cove residents that were put forward at the last meeting. They are coming back for the June meeting. The second PUD is the one we've been waiting for a while, which is a racetrack, proposed racetrack station at Krill and 19. We had a good meeting with DOT. It looks like they can come in and do some of their landscaping on the DOT right-of-way, which is very wide, and racetrack has agreed to do a gateway/public art feature for the city. So I think that corner will, by the time it gets done, look very nice. That's all I have. Thank you.
Ms. Scruggs, have you had any communications with the applicant for the RV park since the last meeting?
Yes, yesterday, they finally got in touch with me and said we're ready to go.
Okay. All right. Anything change on there that we need to be aware of?
They did, they made some concessions, they brought back wider buffers, they agreed with the other staff conditions that were put forward. They will not reduce at this point the number of RV sites, which is 50. They're staying at 50, but they did reduce the boat storage sites from 80 to 30.
Okay.
So there were some changes.
All right, thank you. Thank you, sir. Triggers.
Busy week?
Ms. Tucker.
All right, so a lot of things are going on. The Bronson House is doing 2 weddings in June, the 3rd and the 17th, which will be exciting. I am working on a hazard mitigation grant right now that's due early next week. We're looking to put backup standby pumps and alternative power into 8 lift stations so that when we have another storm, we don't have to worry about sewage